I woke up to silence. Not the usual soft kind that greets you in the morning. This one was heavy, eerie, and wrong. The kind of silence that feels like something's been stolen from it. My eyes fluttered open to the faint grey light seeping through the curtains, and for a second, I thought maybe the power had gone out again. But as my mind sharpened, I realized it wasn't the electricity that was gone, it was the people. No laughter. No music. No smell of cinnamon rolls my mother always made on Christmas Eve. Just emptiness. My throat tightened as I swung my legs off the bed, my bare feet touching the cold hardwood floor. I checked the time, 8:37 a.m. That was odd. Normally, Mom would have barged into my room hours ago, shrieking about matching pajamas or burnt cookies. I slipped on my sweater and padded down the hallway. The house was spotless. Too spotless. No coats by the door, no wrapping paper mess in the living room, no coffee cups or half-open cereal boxes. Just stillness, and a faint, floral scent that reminded me of my mother's perfume. Then I saw it, a folded note on the dining table. It wasn't even addressed to me. Just a scribbled line in my father's sharp handwriting. "We'll be back before New Year's. Take care of the house." I stood frozen. My heartbeat roared in my ears. "We'll be back." The date on the calendar mocked me. December 24th, Christmas Eve. My family, my parents, my 2 brothers, my sister-in-law, had left. Without a word. Without even telling me. A lump formed in my throat, and I sank into the nearest chair, staring blankly at the note. My mind tried to piece together the past few days, the hushed conversations, the sudden phone calls that stopped when I walked in, the weird tension at dinner. It wasn't the first time they'd made me feel like an outsider, but this was different. My family always found reasons to sideline me. "You work too much, you never smile, you should try being more fun." I was the only one who hadn't married, the only one still struggling with bills after quitting my job in marketing 2 months ago. I told them I needed space to find myself again, but they saw it as failure. And now, on Christmas Eve, they'd literally left me behind. My hands trembled as I picked up my phone and opened the family group chat. The last message was from last night. "My mom. Everyone ready for tomorrow. Don't forget your passports." Passports. The air left my lungs. They hadn't just gone out of town, they'd left the country. My eyes burned as I scrolled through their social media. And there it was, a photo posted 20 minutes ago. My family smiling in front of a beach resort in the Maldives. The caption: "Christmas in paradise. Christmas tree, palm tree, love my family, red heart hash. Love my family. Except me." My body went numb. The Christmas tree lights flickered weakly behind me, like even they were ashamed. I wanted to scream, to throw something. But instead, I just sat there, numb and small, staring at the picture of people who had decided I wasn't worth bringing along. Outside, the world was white and cold. Inside, it was worse, hollow. But beneath the ache, something else began to stir, a quiet, simmering heat in my chest. It wasn't sadness anymore. It was anger. And I didn't yet know it, but that anger would become the most powerful thing I'd ever felt. By noon, the snow was falling hard, blanketing the streets like an accusation. I made myself a cup of instant coffee, bitter, watery, tasteless, and stared at the blinking lights on the Christmas tree. Each one felt like a heartbeat of mockery. It wasn't just about being left behind. It was about what it meant. That after 31 years, after everything I'd done for them, I was still invisible. When Dad got sick 2 years ago, who stayed up through the night checking his oxygen levels? When my brother's marriage fell apart, who helped him move out and rebuild? When Mom wanted to start her catering business, who used her savings to buy the equipment? Me. Always me. And yet, when things got better, I became unnecessary again. I opened my laptop and scrolled through my resignation email from 2 months ago. I'd quit because I thought my life was stagnant, because I believed my family would be there for me while I rebuilt. But now I realized, maybe I'd quit everything for them. Their validation. Their approval. I laughed bitterly. Not anymore. The heater buzzed weakly in the corner, and I opened the window just enough to let the snowflakes touch my skin. They melted instantly, cold fading into warmth. I closed my eyes and made a decision. I wasn't going to cry anymore. I wasn't going to beg for belonging in a place that had never seen me. I went to my room and grabbed my old vision board. It was dusty, filled with forgotten dreams: start a business, travel, learn photography. Things I'd postponed for everyone else's sake. Now it felt like a list of promises waiting to be kept. An email notification broke my thoughts. It was from an old colleague, Maya. "Hey Anna. The new PR firm I joined is hiring. You'd be perfect for this role. Interested?" My hands shook. Was this timing or fate? I typed a reply before I could overthink. Yes. I'd love to talk. For the first time in months, maybe years, something inside me felt alive again. I spent the rest of the day cleaning, rearranging, and cooking, not for anyone else, but for myself. The smell of roasted chicken and garlic filled the house, and as night fell, I lit candles and sat by the window with a small glass of wine. Outside, the neighborhood glowed with Christmas lights. Families laughed, children played, couples walked hand in hand. I was alone, but I wasn't broken anymore. Just when I started to feel peaceful, my phone buzzed. It was a call from my mother. I hesitated, staring at her name flashing on the screen. I answered. "Hello. Anna." "Oh good, you're home," she said cheerfully, the sound of waves in the background. "We thought you'd be too tired to travel, sweetheart. You needed rest." "Rest?" I said, my voice steady but trembling. "So you decided to go without even telling me?" She sighed. "Don't make this dramatic. It was a last-minute thing. You know how crowded airports get." "Mom, you planned this for weeks." There was a pause, then a nervous laugh. "We'll make it up to you when we're back, okay? Maybe a spa day." I stared at the blinking lights outside. "You don't need to. I've already made other plans." "What do you mean?" But I didn't answer. I hung up, dropped the phone on the couch, and exhaled. My heart pounded, not from sadness, but from the realization that something in me had shifted. They could have their paradise. I was about to build my own. The next morning, I received an email confirmation for an interview in New York. My pulse quickened as I looked at the ticket I'd just bought. One way. As the snow outside turned golden under the morning sun, I packed my suitcase, not to chase anyone, but to finally chase myself. 2 months later, the same house that once echoed with silence now smelled of fresh paint and coffee. I'd rented it out while I worked in New York, and the woman staying there had filled it with warmth and music. I'd changed too. The job offer had turned into a creative partnership. I was leading campaigns again, rediscovering my passion. More importantly, I'd stopped needing my family's approval. But life has a strange way of circling back. It was late February when I got a message from my mother. "We're back home. Can we talk?" A part of me hesitated, the old part, the people pleaser. But another part, the new me, whispered, "Yes. On your terms." When I arrived that evening, the house felt smaller somehow. My parents looked different too, guilty, hesitant. My mother's smile wavered. "Anna," she began softly, "we didn't mean to hurt you." "You didn't mean to," I said, "but you did. And for a long time, I let you. Every time you ignored me, or dismissed me, or forgot me, I forgave it. But not anymore." My father rubbed his forehead. "You're right. We were wrong. We just thought you needed space." I met his eyes. "No, Dad. You needed space, from the daughter who reminded you of the parts of yourselves you didn't want to see. The one who never fit your version of success." The room went silent. Then my mother's eyes filled with tears. "We're proud of you, you know. We saw your campaign on TV last week. You did it without us." A lump caught in my throat, but I held my ground. Yes, I did. For the first time, I didn't need their apology to heal. I'd already done it myself. We sat quietly for a while. The same Christmas lights I'd once stared at in pain now hung on the porch, twinkling faintly. As I stood to leave, my mother whispered, "Will you come for dinner tomorrow?" I smiled softly. "Maybe. If I'm not busy living my life." When I stepped outside, The air was cold, but the stars were bright, brighter than I'd ever noticed before. I looked up, breathed deeply, and felt something new in my chest. Freedom. That Christmas Eve, I woke up to an empty house. But today, I woke up to myself. And that, I realized, was the greatest gift I could ever receive.